These are tales of danger and the pursuit of endless riches. Adventurers and heroes from all parts of the world charging into the unknown, setting steel and magic against the most impossible foes, with each time wondering if this would be the last. Storms gather on the horizon, and evil rises from the waters of despair. These are tales of endless adventure. These are the Awakened Fables.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cold War of Thogcha. My name is Dungeon Master Sam, and with me tonight we have the usual group of Addison, Luke E, Luke F, Michael, and Rob. As of the last session, the group have been able to finally clear out the crypts which linger in the heart of the city, and in doing so they've been able to discover a Fae who appears to be impersonating Rithgar. After capturing the Fae and discovering that he was seemingly invulnerable to the majority of their attacks, they were able to restrain him and eventually take him back to the warehouse where the rest of Clan Solvklang is currently dealing with the ramifications of the betrayal of Prince Mikkel. While there, they were able to communicate that there may be a weakness to the Fae to a substance called cold iron, a mystical metal which is mined primarily in Vaaderlund as one of its chief exports. To their luck, it turns out that there was a single dagger which appeared to be made of the cold iron, and using it they were able to dispatch the Fae, and in doing so restore Rithgar's powers and his appearance. As a result of this, they discovered that the cold iron knife was also capable of being used to act as a detector in a way for Fae, as apparently there is a bit of a reaction whenever a Fae or similar creature touches the cold iron. From there, they determined that they may as well strike while the iron is hot, so to speak, and began their journey towards the top of Thogcha to the Royal Keep, where they theorized that a master blacksmith of a creator of cold iron, maybe they're currently battling the influence of the Fae Lady Rhiannon, who, as you guys might recall, is the mourner who mourns the loss of the royal keep. Upon entering the keep itself, they discovered that there seems to be a nasty infestation of something, though I don't believe you guys have quite established what. So, gentlemen, the last that we left off, you had scouted out the first floor of the Royal Keep and had been able to confirm that it was abandoned and were heading towards the stairway. You may take it from here.
Right. Are we heading down the stairway, lads?
Remember, we stuck wax in our ears, so we're going to have to try and talk, communicate.
And also, I cast clairvoyance into the room and identified some gelatinously looking cubes.
And we're fighting it with a silver sword, right?
Mm.
Yes. Right. If only I still had my helmet telepathy. Oh, well, we'll have to get it later. Right. Well, I guess I'll head in first.
Yes.
I'll make the party tank will make his way in first.
All right.
Should we sneak in?
Yeah, I think we should stealth.
Don't forget you get a plus 10 because of...
Well, then we should absolutely stealth.
That's true.
It's like I say, you want to disappear from before the eyes of man and God. Okay, Rithgar apparently rolling a 26. Will rolling 11, so that's a 21. Tinkerer getting a 32. To think you could have gotten higher than that. Well, on the other hand, Rithgar, you got a 36, I guess, so...
Pretty good, I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that is true. We have Norloff rolling a 17, so that's a 27. And who are we missing?
Blue games.
Solturum. Luke, were you also joining in on the stealthy shenanigans, or you're good?
Yeah, no, I am just waiting for roll 20.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I was in the wrong chat.
I have rolled.
Oh, that's something I should do now. Think about it. There is always seems to be a slowdown to D&D Beyond that happens around 8 o'clock or so. I assume maybe that's when they clear the servers or whatever, but there's almost always a slowdown, so I may as well open up everyone's characters just in case.
Good idea.
Yeah. Alright, so guys, if you need me to roll for you because Roll20's being an ass, let me know.
So when we get to the room, I think I can make a distraction. Should we all target one cube? Should we all target, what's the...
Can you describe what it was? Because I thought there's a whole bunch of them standing around there. And then there was a guy fighting a gelatinous cube outside, kind of squares. Is that right, Sam? Am I recalling correctly?
So what Rithgar saw was that the human was attempting to fight with a gelatinous, a fairly large ooze-like substance, roughly in the shape of a cube, but it was a greyish colour, so yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, well, I think we should do that, but let's do it from range. It's got... Oh, actually, metagaming.
Alright, Addison, that you said you were going first, is that right?
Yes.
Alright, and you have...
anyone in here that we don't want to kill?
I think that one guy, right?
Yeah.
But he might be the guy we need to kill to get powers back from. It's not going to be a cube.
No, but I think it's Rhiannon we have to kill.
I figure if I kill someone that's going to look like one of you lot. Because the last one looked like Rifka, right?
That's a fair call.
Yes, did we see?
Alright, so Addison, Will currently has a passive perception of 22. So, as you are stalking your way through the corridors, just trying to ensure that you are as quiet as possible, you begin to pick up a horrendous stench, the likes of which you've never really smelled before. It smells like all the worst possible things combined, a mix of decay, really good cheese, and a few other things that you don't really want to name.
Fuck, that's foul.
Or turn into a dog.
Yeah. Anything that's center-based. So I don't see anything yet, I only smell shit.
That's correct.
Right. Lads, it smells fucking horrible down here. Might as well plug our noses as well as our ears.
Okay.
Right.
That way you won't be able to hear each other when you go, oh god, I can taste it.
I'll continue down a little bit further then.
Alrighty. So, on the first floor, it does appear that the entire first floor of the complex appears to be abandoned. Here and there, you are able to sight several areas and what looks like hardened slime trails, which all seem to be leading in the self-same direction that you currently are going. It is at the foot of a set of stairs that you realize that the stairs themselves are likewise covered in this substance, which might make going forward a little bit trickier for the those of you who are a little less dexterous than the others.
Okay. Well, guys, it's going to be a bit slippery and sticky going down. The slimes have gunked up the stairs.
I'm just gonna pull out my broom of flying and just hover above the floor.
See, you're going to lose that one day and you're going to cry. Sorry?
Can I fit on the broom of flying? I won't be too heavy, will I? That's if you allow it, more love.
Ooh, that is a good question. Is there an actual restriction to a broom of flying?
There is a weight restriction.
Well, I just typed in boom of flying, so
It's 400 pounds.
yeah, I think you guys are fine.
Alright. Just cruise along.
Alright. So, give me a quick second.
Embarrassing.
Oh, speaking of... Oop, sorry, I need to mute something on my side before I can play that, because we don't want any copywritten music actually being onto the podcast. Because Scott might yell at me if that's the case. Alright. Tell me if this is too loud so I can get it down to a level that you guys are comfortable with.
That's good.
Spooky.
That's good. And even if it's too loud, we can just turn it down in our mixes.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so with that, let me unveil the first part of floor number 2. I'm going for a new system of trying to set up the maps. Let me know how it goes for you guys. Where is Will? Sorry, Norloth and Tinkrit. If you guys scroll down a bit, you'll see that the first part of floor 2 has become available to you guys.
Cool. I'll zoom out so I can stick myself there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Alright, so the two of you are able to very easily and quickly jump using the Broom of Flying and pretty much just skip over the staircase itself. Solturum, Will, and Rithgar, how are you guys going to handle it?
Check it for traps.
Sorry?
Can I check for traps, or is Will already done that?
No, he has not, so you may check for traps now.
Is that investigation or is that deception?
Whichever you would prefer to use, I'd recommend investigation though. Ooh, 26, very nice. Alright, so, Rithgar, as you very quickly scan the stairs, you begin to notice that the hardened slime in front of you seems to be rapidly coalescing. It looks like rapidly is here in larger amounts, and most importantly, even as you take a tentative step forward, there is a crunching noise, as if you had just stepped on recently molten glass. As you look down, you can see that your foot is hissing slightly. It looks like whatever has created this has only recently been by.
Ooh.
We're getting worse.
Hey, what about Bolt? Does he have to do something?
Does Bolt have a method down?
Walking, falling. I could summon him down here. That's not fun. That's not fun. Let's just make him walk downstairs.
Just standing long jump.
Standing what?
Standing long jump for Bolt downstairs.
Ah, yep.
Yeah, let's try that. Oh, he's got strength, so...
It's going to end up like the moment where the orc or dwarven corpse is knocked down the well in Fellowship of the Ring, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we should all get out of the way before he does it, though.
Alright. So, Solturum just looks derisively at the set of slime, and there is a flap, and immediately a gust of wind, as apparently he flies himself from the top of the stairs down to the bottom in a matter of seconds.
What?
Right.
Okay. Here we go.
Good.
Hey.
Pretty good.
So that was a standing long jump.
Yep.
Alright, so Bolt jets off and he lands very derisively at the bottom of the stairs with pretty much a perfect dismount. You all feel the urge to pull out placards and, give him a 10 out of 10. However, as he does land, there is a fairly large crunching noise as he lands on the hardened slime and just immediately sinks through. You guys can see that the slime is making a slight hiss as he lands into it, but even from here you can see that it seems to be removing any tarnish, blemish, or rust which is currently on his form.
Free cleaning.
That's right. Well, he regenerates 10 hit points a round, so...
Very true.
It's like, he's not doing anything. I was about to say he's like, yeah, whatever, speed, just stand there. Stands there impassively. Superhero landing.
And
Alright.
then is this just like all over the ground? It's not in pools, it's just like a rug of gunk.
That's right. So, like I said, slime trail might be the easiest way to picture it.
Could we walk around it, or it's...
It's pretty much coating the floor from wall to wall. There are a few areas here and there which are fairly free of it, but it would take a fairly concentrated effort to actively avoid each and every one of them.
Unless you're flying.
Unless you're flying.
I'm doing a standing long jump.
Are you?
No, in that case, I'm going to turn into a spider and climb down the walls.
Alright.
More specifically, an ice spider queen.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh no.
Alright, a 14. So, since you are going to a spider, ice spider queen, I'm still fairly...
Not him.
Oh, okay. Ice spider queens are fairly small still, though, aren't they?
It says it's large. It's a large beast.
Oh, okay, so you're a full skitter-scatter.
Shiloh.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe a little bit smaller than Sheila. But you are going to be able to cross it no problems. So, with that, the rest of you guys are going to be able to get across without nary too much of a worry. You are able to actively avoid where the slime is currently going, but your will in particular, the smell that you're smelling before is currently much stronger, and it's beginning to become quite overpowering, and even worse, it's becoming to make you very sick. So, can I please get a Constitution saving throw from you?
Con save. Yes, sir. Actually, I should have done it as a spider. Hang on. Let me see if it's any better.
Well, a 7. What, you don't like a 7?
Not particularly. No, it's actually worse. Never mind.
I told you should have been
Alright.
Hallie.
Yeah, if only.
Just have a great sense of smell.
Sorry?
Does spider have a great sense of smell?
That is a good question. It doesn't say that they don't smell, according to the D&D rules.
Smell. Spiders do in fact taste and also smell through their special sensory organs on their legs.
Well, I
Okay.
guess that makes sense if you're, standing on the slime.
And apparently, spiders hate essential oils and vinegar sprays. Eucalyptus, tea tree, or even peppermint oils might keep spiders out. So don't be spraying any peppermint around me.
Live in gum trees.
Interesting.
That makes no sense.
Well, to be fair, it's Australian, so, Australian spiders are just like, meh.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
this
think
is
if I've seen the spider in a gum tree. I don't think I ever have. I've seen lots of trees, but I don't think I've ever seen one in a gum tree. Anyway.
Is that photo of Gorbin that Sam sent round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gum trees and that's farmland.
There is a lot of gum trees and the like around there, but like you said, a lot of it's farmland, so, Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Alright, so, yes, you begin to get overwhelmed by the stench that is coming to you through your legs, apparently. And as a result, you begin to phase a little bit. You are having difficulty keeping a proper hold on your form. So you can either drop it or you can continue on. You'll need to do an active constitution check to an active concentration check to basically maintain it.
I'll keep going for as long as I can.
Yep, alrighty. So, for the rest of you up to this point have been smelling the acrid scent of whatever that slime has been up to this point. However, at the moment, whenever you take an inhale, you begin to smell a bit more of a pungent, potent smell, which is the one which has been knocking Will for a bit of a loop. So it's only the slightest traces, but from what you're smelling, it is absolutely horrifying.
just trying to think of, the other people we travelled with in our previous adventures, and one of them was quite dirty. I thought we'd be quite used to that.
Quite dirty. Wait, who was that?
The Gong Farmer.
Oh. God. You guys keep making reference to that every time, and it's just gone completely out of my head by this point. Alright. No, it's a scent even more potent and noxious than that.
Oh my. Alright, well, let's get past it. Is there a way we can keep on moving without... Maybe
Is
this
it,
way.
is it coming from where we're going, or is it coming from the ooze, or...?
You weren't really noticing this particular smell at the head of the stairs, but now that you're down here, that is when you've begun to detect it. Yep. Who did we lose? We lost Michael.
As you said something. Alright. If we're all done, I guess we're going to continue forward.
Yep.
Alright, so which pathway would you like to take?
Well, Trimp can go invisible and have a quick squid to the north. So you guys are okay with that?
You guys, keep in mind, have been through here before. So, from what you recall, the last time you were through here, the northern path will lead you down to the basement level, the one that you originally emerged into the Royal Keep from the crypts. If you go south, then that will lead you past the vaults, and that would be where Rhiannon and everyone is. But, sorry?
Thanks for the reminder. That's good. Let's go south.
Let's go south.
Alright. So, Tinkred very quickly begins to zip off without any help. Sorry, Trimp. Wait, what did I call him?
Tinkred.
Oh, again. God, I should know much better than that by now. Alright, so he begins to head down the path, but it's only a few seconds before he abruptly turns around and comes back. He begins to mime something at you. Basically, it's a fairly large and exaggerated set of motions, but he seems to more be gagging on the smell which is currently around, but since you guys have also...
Hell!
Sorry?
He comes from hell. Why would he care? Smell wouldn't bother him, surely. You know, all that sulfur and whatnot? Brimstone?
You'd think that, but you'd be wrong.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you guys are also deafened at the moment, so yes, his motions are greatly exaggerated as he attempts to mime to you what he is trying to say.
Is it like this?
Television show? No, it's not like that.
Making a rectangle. Yes.
Wait, doesn't rectangle mean television show in charades?
Three words.
Two words. Second word sounds like cube.
Alright, if you would like to understand exactly what he's saying, then you may roll an insight.
Okay. This will be fun. Hey!
21. Alright. So, Tinker, it takes you a quick moment, but your familiarity with Trimp is able to win out the day, and you are able to ascertain that he is attempting to warn you about what looks like a creature directly ahead of you, large enough that it seems to be blocking the corridor. So he reports that it is also apparently slowly moving its way east, he says, as he mentally has to remember the directions. It's slowly moving its way east, which is directly in the line towards the vaults, and again, everything that you guys have been dealing with.
He's not good with east and west. He's better with up and down, coming from hell. Can we see the corridor now?
Give me a sec.
Oh, Oh.
It's a bloopy thing. Oh, that looks different. Cool. Let's kill it.
As intended.
All right. So, how is Tinkrit going to communicate this to the rest of his companions?
He's gonna go like that. He's gonna go crazy-eyed stab fest.
All right. I'll make a general ruling here, so we don't need to continue on. Anyone with a passive insight of 16 or higher may automatically understand pretty much you guys doing charades. Otherwise, if you do an active insight now, and we'll find out whether you'll be able to communicate going forwards, or if I need to put this through a Chinese whispers translator.
I have a passive performance of 16. So, I'd be quite... I've trod the board, sir.
Yep. Well, with passive performance of 16, then I will grant advantage to everyone else in this throw.
Do not need it.
Ooh, Solturum is at a 13. Noloth is at an 8.
That is an 8.
They think I want to stop and rest.
You need to go to the bathroom?
You just had second breakfast, goddammit.
What's that? Breeze is down a well?
Guys, I might be the only one that can tell, and I'm a spider currently.
Tops.
Um,
Can I whack him on the back of the head and go and try again?
no, they only get the one roll. But Michael, welcome back. If you will be able to roll a insight check at advantage.
No worries. Did that roll by any chance?
Sorry?
Did that
No, it hasn't come through.
Yeah, it's lagging a bit today.
Yeah, that's D&D Beyond. Let's see if I can trigger it. I'm on to Rithgar. Here we go.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, he had a high enough passive anyway.
Oh, yes, he does. Okay, so Rithgar does not actually need to roll. My bad. Alright, so Rithgar, you are going to be able to understand Tinkrit and everybody else as they use charades to get their point across. Solturum, you are going to understand general gists, but you're not going to be able to understand anything specific. While Norloth, you are completely lost.
Just start launching fireballs.
I think he wants to get off the broom.
Yeah. No. I don't want to get off the broom.
I think you want to get off the broom.
Alright, so what would you guys like to do from here?
What I'd like to do is not going to happen. I think I try and motion to giddy up. Let's go.
Hey Sam, how far away? Can I tell how far away we are from my clairvoyant sensor thing?
Ooh, good question. Does clairvoyance dictate that? I don't think it does. Give me a quick sec. Huzzah for the capacity to read 13 words a second. No, you cannot.
So I don't know if we're close or not.
That's right.
Could I turn a spell slot to do my fate check thing?
Yes, you may.
I'd like to do that.
Alrighty. So, you set out the ping, I guess, for a lack of better term. And in doing so, you are able to establish that there is an incredibly potent Fey presence directly ahead of you, but your analytic mind is able to immediately dismiss that as probably belonging to the Fey lady who is maintaining control over this particular area. In addition to that, you are, however, able to sense quite a number of additional Fae who seems to be lingering directly around the more powerful presence of the Fae Lady herself. It doesn't look like they are currently moving, and even if they are, it's only very small movements, which pretty much keep them within a fairly small area directly around her.
I relay all that.
Alright.
Alright, so Salturum understands that there's going to be a powerful Fey lady ahead of you guys, and that there may be more Fey. Norloth probably wants to know who's gay.
What?
You know, I'm doing that whole old people thing, you know.
Didn't we already? Not the who's gay bit, but didn't we already know that there was the lady? Everyone knew that already, right? Because we've been here, and I say,
I think this is a different. This doesn't look familiar. I don't think this is the way we came before.
right. Okay.
That was a knocking noise.
That's my son.
It's very loud today. I think that's the first time I've actually heard him when I haven't been able to see him on camera.
Okay.
Alrighty, carry on.
So does anyone have anything that's good for killing blobs?
Fireball?
Fireball's always good.
Yep. Eldridge Blast.
Fuck it. I'm gonna skitter in and just start attacking as a spider.
You get crazy.
Alright, so, Will, you begin to barrel down the hallway, and directly ahead of you there seems to be a large ooze-like creature, which, even as you look at it, you can smell that... yeah, the closer you get, the more that acrid smell / taste begins to get even more and more potent. As you begin to head in towards it, you can see it freeze for a moment, and you see that its body begins to shape and distort. You get the impression that it seems to be turning around and refocusing its attention.
Okay.
Right.
Right. And the closer I get to it, the worse the smell gets.
That's right. The acrid smell, though, not anything else.
Okay. Okay. Should I attack it?
Yes.
Let's go. I'll move in a closer distance, and I will bite it.
Trimming. We'll assist you.
Why, thank you.
Which means you get an advantage if you want another go.
Yeah, I think I will. Nah, I won't.
Well, you got a 23, so I think it's pretty safe to say you hit. Alright, let me have a look here and roll that. So you got a 17 to save against, I presume that was a poison.
Poison, yeah, so take half poison.
Yep. Alright. So that's going to be 14 damage in total. You bite down on this particular creature, and as you do, a burning, acidic taste just floods into your maw. As you chomp down on it, you can also feel that your mandibles are beginning to melt almost, and the body parts closest to you just outright begin to lose whatever hair and senses that the spider has. Your only sensation really is an overwhelming sense of pain, and even as you kind of disengage and let go, just a sec. it begins to spread out as if it's moving directly towards you.
Oh no. That's not good.
No.
My hairs are getting singed. Ugh. Now it smells like burnt hair too.
I was going to talk to you about your hairy legs, actually.
All right. Well, if you guys would like to roll into initiative, I will consider that to have been the bonus round.
Oh. Okay. Can I cast fly in that bonus round?
You didn't mention it before, so no.
Okay.
The heck? I mean, if it makes you feel better, this creature has a -3 to initiative.
Listen, I'm still trying to work out what Tankard was saying, alright?
This is fair. Alright, Solturum got himself a 10. Why is this not automatically updating itself? Norloth, yeah, nat 1. Well, aren't you lucky that one didn't count then? Rithgar gets an 11. Tinkrit got a 21, as does his robot. And, sorry?
I was making silly robot sounds.
Ah, got it. And Will got himself a 19. Alright, since pretty much everybody, including Norloth, manages to get higher than a -3, it looks like Tinkrit and his Beat Bop are currently in the lead. So, you may begin, sir.
As far as he can go. Where's Norloth? I can't see him. Is that him there at the door? Am I supposed to be on him? Is that where you were? So where are you?
I'd probably be down here somewhere.
Okay, well then I'm going to do a massive Eldridge Blast. Pew pew pew!
Pew.
Alright. That is a 14 to hit, I believe.
Yeah, but I get advantage because of trim, so but just let me know if I need to roll it again.
Yep. Alright. I will 100% confirm you guys are going to have a very difficult time missing these guys. They have an armor class of 5.
So, nat 1?
I mean, maybe. Okay. So, Eldritch Blast, you got yourself a 14, it looks like, on the first round.
It advantage 25, so now I'm going to roll again. Playing up. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Alright. Let's have a look here. Alright, so your spell is going to have very little noticeable physical effects on this particular creature. Flavor it up for me. What does happen?
I kind of do the old 2 hands together Street Fighter thing.
Hadouken?
Yeah, that's it. And it makes a kind of flubber sound when it hits. It doesn't do the damage that I expected.
Yep. Alright.
Any damage or none?
To a casual look, it looks like nothing happened, but for those with a bit of a higher passive perception, such as Will, the Eldritch Blast was able to burn off a tiny slither, not, again, noticeably enough to detract from the overall amount.
I try to assign to Norloth, Eldritch Blast doesn't work.
Alright, how can I misinterpret that?
Do I have to roll insight for that?
23 performance.
I mean, he got an 8 before, so... Eldritch Blast, what damage type is Eldritch Blast?
Force.
Force damage. Oh, really? I don't know why I always put that as necrotic damage. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, Norloth. As Tinker begins to sign to you, you can see that he seems to be attempting to communicate something about the spell that he just used. You aren't entirely sure exactly what he means, but you begin to get the impression that he is not recommending the use of magic here.
I got nothing else, so you know.
Alright, Rob, is that it for Tinker?
That is it for Tinker, yes.
Alright, well, you may now move your Shield Guardian. Give him a good polish and buff while he's here.
He's going to thump. Or try to anyway.
Try to thump.
Yeah. Where is it? There is it. Down here. Sorry. Going to hit it, isn't he?
14, yes, he is.
Fist number 1, huge 8 damage.
Absolutely massive.
Fist number 2. Why is that doing that? That's wrong. Oh no, that's right. There's one of them's hiding. That's cool. 10 damage in the second one.
Okay, so 18 total.
Yeah.
Alright, so with the flavor that I provided before, he is pretty much going to be punching this thing and he's going to be getting polished while he is at it. You do notice that the attacks that he's doing, it seems to have caused part of the slime to separate from the rest of the mass, and it splatters against the wall, where you can see it seems to very quickly harden into the a similar substance that you guys saw before on your way here.
So we've made 2. And we split it in half. Fuck.
All right, anything else?
No. That's it.
No. All right, moving on to Will.
Right. I will... Oh, actually, let's see. Let me check my web attack. Train my webbing.
All right. Before you do anything, can I please get a concentration save?
Oh, yes. Is that just what kind of roll is that? Just a con?
Wisdom save, I believe it is.
Wisdom save? Okay, good.
Can a spellcaster correct me? I feel like that's wrong.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
Well, regardless of what you did, you got a nat 1 just then.
Cool.
Alright. So, through a combination of exposure to this particular smell and also the sensation of having part of your body melted off, your concentration just absolutely lapses, and there, even though you can't really hear it, there is a bit of a popping noise as you abruptly revert back to your humanoid self. Now, most importantly, as you come in, you realize that your transformation into the spider has actually dislodged your earwax thing. Sorry, the wax in your ear. And as a result, you are now getting exposed to the mournful wailing of Rhiannon in the far distance. You may, at this point, you are now under the forms of a compulsion and will do anything that you can to get closer to her in order to join her mourning.
Okay. Is the ooze blocking the whole, the whole of the thing?
The ooze is blocking the majority of the corridor. You might be able to finagle your way past it with a high enough dexterity check.
To be honest, I'd probably rage and just try and cut my way through it instead.
Alright.
So I will put the rage thing on in thing, and I will use my staff to attack. Hang on, because the problem is when I have a magical item like the staff, I can't attack with it, even though it says it's an attack. So I have to roll it in thing. Anyway, it's d20 plus 9 for, where's the thing? a D6 plus, D8 plus 5. That's so frustrating. Alright. D8 plus 5. For 13 damage, just me trying to cut my way through.
Alright. Sorry, you're using your staff in order to do so, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Staff of the Woodlands. So it technically counts as a quarter staff.
Yep, perfect. Alright. So you thrust your staff into this creature, and you get the sensation that that your staff appears to be handling whatever substance this creature is made out of fairly fine. Though even from here, you can see that it is appearing to bleach the staff a slightly whiter color with every strike that you do.
Oh no, my tree branch. I have an albino tree bench at the end of this.
We're just going to end up with Gandalf the White's staff. Yep, Gandalf the wife. That's
Gandalf the wifey.
Well, he has to do something after he gets back from Middle-earth.
That's true.
All right. Anything else? Oh, actually, sorry. What is your passive strength again?
My passive strength is a +3, so it'll be 13.
+3. All right. Let me check here. Okay, the creature in question rolls an 8, so you begin to push your way through. However, this is going to count as difficult terrain for you. What is your total? So that will halve your movement speed effectively.
15, so I have 15 foot movement speed.
15. All right, so I believe that will put you inside of the creature at the start of your turn, at the end of your turn.
Cool. And for my bonus action, do I have anything? No, I don't think so. No, got no bonus action. All good.
Yep. All right. Where are we? It is up to Rithgar.
They're an amusement of anyone who would just charge through a cube, thinking that they're completely insane. And I'm going to cast a spell.
Heads up, Michael. You are fairly faint at the moment.
Oh, am I?
Yep.
Like worse than before?
Oh no, now you're much better.
Sorry. I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Witch bolt. All right. All right, so 23 to hit, and that's going to do 15 lightning damage. Let me have a look here. Okay, 15. All right, so the attack itself is going to do an amount, a noticeable amount of damage to the creature, as functionally the lightning is going to ripple across its form, and what is left and part of the slime is going to slough off and just rapidly become hardened slime under the force of your attack. Is there any flavor that you'd like to add?
This is on his Will's okay.
Yep. Will has not been affected by the lightning.
Cool.
I thought it was a little bit too late.
Yeah, ooze does not conduct electricity.
All right. Anything else from Rithgar?
Sorry, I should have. Just to...
Oh, actually, Rithgar's up here, isn't he?
Yeah, I should have moved first.
Yeah, just determining what the thingy is. There we go.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's 55 feet away from where you left him at the stairwell.
Just use your bonus action to dash.
Yeah, that's what I'll have to do.
That's probably the only way you can hit it.
My mouse is just gone very strange. I'll dash to there and then cast a spell. And that's me done.
Sorry, say again.
Sorry, I'll dash to there using my bonus action
Yep.
and then cast the spell.
Okay, no worries. Alright, so you burst around the corner, pretty much just flying through the various doorway portals here in order to round the corner, at which case you just throw out the lightning bolt. Tinkrit and Norloth, the two of you smell the smell of ozone as the lightning passes by. Alright, so yeah, anything else for your turn?
No, I'm done.
Yep, alright, Solturum.
I'm going to fly down to here.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and firebolt.
Firebolt. Alright, so with a 10, you are still able to hit. Alright.
And I am going to leave it that.
Sorry, say again.
I think that's it for now.
Yep, alright.
What's the... sorry, I locked this firebolt down onto this oozing creature. Do I notice any effect?
Alright. 130. Alright, so the fireball snaps out and it joins the rest of the spells which are currently being thrown at it. However, you hear a hissing noise as it impacts into the creature. It takes you a moment to place it, but it sounds like the sound of a candle abruptly being snuffed. Oh wait, sorry, you are actually deaf. Never mind, you do not hear that at all. My bad. Okay, and so yes, you said that was the end of your time?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Alright, Norloth.
Can I do a nature check on this thing?
Yes, you may. That is a 16. Alright, so what sort of information are you after specifically?
Vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilities? Alright. Give me a quick second. Alright, so for this particular creature, it doesn't necessarily strike you as a natural creature, and on top of that, you do have some mage training enough that you suspect that this sort of thing really wouldn't happen in nature itself. So, because you did roll a 16, what is your passive arcana again?
17.
17, alright. I will allow you to do a arcana as a bonus action here. And that's a nat 20. Alright. Did you want to store that or use that?
We'll store that.
Store that. Alright. Look at you getting a nat 22 sessions in a row.
I know, right?
Alright. So, after your quick mental hiccup, you are immediately able to place what these creatures must be. You are able to anticipate this creature as being a brand of an ooze. Now, under normal circumstances, oozes are very difficult to necessarily pin down in terms of their origin, but the thing that they do have in common is that they are generally stones which have been oversaturated from exposure to a specific brand of magic. Now, for this particular one, it takes you a moment to exactly place its features before you raise an eyebrow and, I suppose, take a wary step backwards just in case, as you are able to identify this particular one as being a subspecies of ooze simply called a white moor. Now, in regards to other oozes, there isn't anything particularly noteworthy about it, except it does tend to be substantially larger than others, and it is also substantially harder to put down. You are able to immediately recall that, like a stone, it does have resistance to ice, cold, and fire, and it is simply immune outright to any forms to attempt to poison it.
Ice, cold, and fire, but not force?
Surprisingly, no.
That's what Eldridge Blast is.
Correct.
Okay. Confused, but okay.
I think your Eldridge Blast did damage, but not enough for it to look like it made prints.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So I guess that's me done, I guess.
Alright. In that case, moving on. Alright, so it looks like it is now its turn. Let me have a look here. So, the White Moor, it currently has somebody within its particular grasp, and in doing so, it begins to wrap itself around Will in an attempt to consume or at least restrict his particular movement on and through. Now, let's have a look here. Is a 15 going to be enough to hold you? Oh, well, sorry, damage you.
No, it won't be.
It won't be. Alright. Just having a look through here. Wow, I will not lie, I just looked at the challenge rating in comparison to everything else, and frankly, these guys are just kind of terrible. Alright.
Terrible is an ambiguous word in this instance.
As in, it feels misleading that they would be a challenge rating 10 sort of thing.
That doesn't resolve
Still
the
ambiguous.
ambiguity at all.
Sorry, Michael?
That is just as ambiguous as it was before.
Well, I am a DM. You expected me to clear things up? Alright. So, and apparently, that is its entire turn.
Ah,
Now you see why I... Did that clear it up for you guys?
Sure.
Yep. Alright. Tinkrit, you're up.
Let's try this.
Dissonant Whispers.
With a side serving back.
With a what?
Side serving of Hex.
Oh.
Hex is a bonus action. Some whispers.
Alrighty. And it gets a 14 against your Dissonant Whispers.
Is that a pass or a fail?
I think it passes, yeah, because it met your DC 14.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So what does that mean?
So is that half damage, or?
I think that just means it doesn't run away, right?
It doesn't run away. Yeah, it still takes damage and doesn't run away.
Alright. So, as
Does
you...
the thing even have ears?
Apparently it has blind sense, so, yes. Alright, so as you cast the Dissonant Whispers, you get the impression that there does seem to be a slight consciousness which seems to be mobilizing this particular thing, and even as you insult it or attempt to terrify it, you feel just a slight alien presence in that you aren't entirely sure exactly what you should be saying to it. Alright, flavor it up for me, Rob. What are you going to say?
Where's the giant whose nose you fell out of?
Fair enough. I would be offended on its behalf too. Alright, anything else from Tinkrit?
No. No, it's still going to be, well, what's his name? Bolt now.
Alright, hit me up with Bolt.
Whack.
18, definitely a hit. And a 14 of damage. Alright, so that is... that. All right. So the amount as Bolt continues to punch into the creature and just grabs some of the slime and slings it off, you can see that he is making a fair bit of headway to actually reducing its body size. At this particular point, he's able to get off a hunk, roughly about 10% of its entire mass, and just fling it back, hitting the wall directly behind you guys. Alright, anything else for Bolt? That's another hit. And that's another 10 points of damage. Alright, any flavor you'd like to provide for this one?
Yeah, he tries to do a big hand clap together to try and kind of turn it into spray, and there's like that. May not be the wisest thing, but that's what he does.
Yep, fair enough. Alright. So, on to Will.
Okay, so if I'm in the state that I feel like I need to get towards the thing, am I still enough of a mental state to think I can still help my friends? Like defeat this creature?
At the moment, your full focus is attempting to move on and try and get to Rihanna, get to your lady's side in order to provide her with everything she needs. You did have something attempt to take damage against you in the last round, though, so if you want to do another wisdom saving throw, this one at disadvantage.
If he's in the ooze, wouldn't he not be able to hear the claw anymore?
That is a 24. So, to address your question, Addison got a nat 1 before that he decided to cash in against Rhiannon's power, and as a result, it's made him particularly susceptible to any additional effects that come from a Fae attempting to control you. So, he might not be able to hear her, but he can definitely feel her presence.
Right, it's a bit of a retcon, I suppose. Now, given his roles.
Alright, so a 24. Addison, an unnatural 20 while you're rolling at disadvantage. Addison, that is a save, not only against breaking out of the compulsion, but also for breaking for breaking Rhiannon's power over you at the moment. Flavor it up for me. What and how does this come about?
Cool. I think maybe some of the ooze gets in my mouth and my oracle. I just start retching. I completely ignore what's going on in my head because this thing smells and tastes like absolute shit. I think just the fountains of the taste has knocked me out of it.
Yep.
And I decided to ignore that and focus on the more pressing matter of getting this thing out of my mouth.
Fair enough. Right. All right. So, what would you like to do?
I was originally going to do Elemental Bane and keep walking, but I think I might... might enhance... So, did you say that... how long do you think I won't be susceptible to the machinations of this lady?
You aren't sure.
Okay, so enhanced ability won't be great. I might just attack it. Actually, no, I am going to Elemental Bane. I'm going to cast that, and I'm going to remove its resistance. Did it go through?
DC 16.
Wow. Let me just make sure that I'm understanding this right.
Well, it rolled an 8 on its Constitution save, so it fails.
Alright, perfect. So I'm picking fire damage, so you guys can hit it with fire now. So it won't be resistant to fire damage anymore. And the first time on each turn, the affected target takes an extra 2d6. So whatever the fire damage one was, just 8. So it'll take an extra 8 damage every time you hit it with fire. And it won't be resistant for the next minute. So fireballs are plenty, boys.
So, Addison, What you're technically saying is fire at will.
Fire. Will. Perfect. Please, Sam, add a nat 20 to your total.
I was about to say, worth a nat 20.
Does that make up for the pun I made the other week?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
I feel good about that one. All right. Rithgar.
Will, Addison, as Will was getting stuff out of his mouth, did he describe it as tasting like something out of hell or anything like that?
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck, that's hellish.
I charge. I use my dash too.
Now, Michael, you have legal experience. I believe that's called a leading question.
And I use my rapier to slash at it. Is trim there?
Yes.
In that case, I get the sneak attack bonus as well.
Well, I'm inside of it, so I assume that.
Advantage. Advantage.
Alright, so still the 21 does hit. Alright, doing... that helps if I read. 18 points of damage. Flavor it up for me, Michael. What goes on?
He hears the warning that there's an abyssal beast in front of him, draws his dagger, draws his rapier and just charges forward and starts slashing him. It's surprisingly effective, just grouping out chunks of it.
Yep. Alright. So, like with the others... Oh, wait. Sorry. Rapier of Warning. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Give me one quick check on something.
No.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
Yeah, I would say, your sword doesn't regenerate like bolts.
But it's magical. Only magic stuff doesn't corrode.
Ah, there we go. Weapon of Warning. Okay, so it does count as a magic weapon, so you are good to go. He says very subtly. Alright, so yes, you are functionally able to begin, with all the other attacks, tearing off just a ton of the slime. That which comes off and separates from the main mass just immediately hardens away, and you are left with a very, very clean sword. But one other thing. And yeah, you're good. Alright. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's everything.
Yep. Solturum.
Okay. I'm going to move down there.
Very quiet tonight there, Luke.
He's not well.
Ooh, still. Mondays are never a good night for you, are they?
I know, I've had it flare back up again. I was fine.
Oh. Alright, a firebolt hitting for 21 for 7 points of damage. Alright.
Take an extra 8 damage as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm glad you remembered.
Is it a D8 or a plus?
It's just plus 8.
Alright. So, your firebolt sears out, and it narrowly misses Rithgar in order to slam into the leftmost side of the creature as you're currently facing it. When it does, you guys immediately see the flame just ripple up and over its skin, and you can hear a slight burbling sound coming from the creature as it appears to give the blob-like equivalent of writhing in pain. However, it is quickly able to begin to rearrange itself, and it almost seems to suck in its outer skin in order to smother the flames currently engulfing it. Alright, anything else for your turn, Luke? I take that as a no. Alright, Noloth.
I'm just just going to move down to here, and then I'm going to Eldridge Blast it.
Is there any reason your icon is on its side?
To annoy me.
Pretty much. So I get advantage for a trimp, yeah?
He rises for his
Yes. Yes, you do.
Cool, I'm just going to do this fast. They're all at a +10. Rolls. Oh, sweet, 2 nat 20s.
Wait, what
Yep.
just happened?
So that's 6, that's 3 Eldritch Blast. And they're all at a +10.
Did you cast haste on yourself at some point?
No, I get advantage from Trimp, and I do 3 Eldritch Blast at level 11.
Oh, alright. Okay, so that is a 20, that is an 11, and then that is a 20. So, yes, you get 2 nat 20s all in one.
Sweet, so that's 5d8s, 5d10s now.
We should start using the roll 20 roller. They seem to be a lot kinder to us.
Sorry.
All I can say there is settle down. I think you just outdid Rob within less than 10 minutes.
Do those have 20s count?
Sorry?
Do those
The
have
first
20s?
two, yeah.
What about the next two?
No, that I misrolled those ones. And then I get a +4 damage for each one that hit with my antagonizing blast, so 32 damage total.
32 damage. Alright. So, under the force... the force of your magical power here is going to be enough to pretty much cleave this entire thing in two. And pretty much remove the amount of... half of its slime and splatter it against the wall. Over here, where you guys can't currently see. I suppose I should unveil that. What flavor would you like to add to that?
I'm just gonna, one bolt goes left side of Will's head, the other one goes on the right side, and then the last bolt just goes between his legs.
His spider legs.
Oh no, he's not a spider anymore. Alright, well, fair enough then. Now that you've nearly guaranteed that Will isn't having children.
I
Alright.
think his personality was doing that.
Wow, harsh.
Hey, I can hear now.
I can hear you! Alright, so is that it for your turn, Luke?
Yeah, that's it for me. One second.
No worries. So, this creature has had its size reduced by half. I can actually visually display that on D&D Beyond, can't I? Whoop, 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 whoop. Aha. But it is still going to try and wrap itself around Will and attack you. Is a 13 going to hit you?
No.
No. Alright.
Man, I thought I had absorb elements ready too.
So this is really annoying to me. If any of you guys have actually looked at the White Maw character thing, I would assume being consumed inside of the creature, it would just automatically do things. But according to this, I need to make an active attack against you, and only then, if it hits, that I can melt away non-magical metal armor and non-magical metal weapons.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
But apparently, you being inside it does not actually trigger any of that. So yeah.
Nah, come on, damage me, do it.
But it's a 13. I'll pass the flavor for this one to you, Addison. How do you manage to avoid being damaged despite it pretty much being surrounding you?
I think maybe I'm raging, so I'm just clawing it off me, pulling away from my legs as it's slowly encroaching, but making sure that it doesn't touch me.
Yep. Nice. All right. Well, on to round 3. Tinker it.
Stabbing seems to be working quite well, better than the force, so I'm going to stab it. I'll move Trimp closer first, so I get my help. And Mind Blade Rapier. Why is it working? Work! I'll roll it. Right, 14 looks like. It's the hit, yes?
Yep, that's a hit.
18 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, yeah, nothing to hit from Green Flame Blade.
Apparently.
Well, because at my level, Green Flame Blade doesn't touch the person, and it gets the person next to them.
Right.
Fair enough. So you are firing at will.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. Is that it for your turn?
It is, except for Bolt.
All right. Hit me with Bolt. And I can almost guarantee that Bolt is going to be able to kill this thing. Almost.
Yeah.
But who knows? Will might get land the final blow.
2 1s from Bolt.
Yo!
Nat 20.
And do I do it again? Double that? No. 2d6 extra, isn't it?
Yeah, reroll damage dice.
Nice.
Well, I can already confirm that you've more than double. You're hitting for more than double of what its remaining HP is. Rob, can you also roll me a flat D20 followed by a D4 and a D6? $17. All right. So, what happens here is that Bolt reaches into the remains of this acidic-smelling slime monster and just begins to tear it apart. Now, as he's doing so, you guys hear a sudden clang as his fist hits something which had been previously hidden within the folds of the creature, almost transparently. Bolt latches onto it just as he flings the remainder of the ooze against the wall, where it just rapidly begins to harden back into the hardened slime that you guys saw before. Now, as for you, good sir, let's have a look and see what you just pulled out. Okay, no worries there, Luke. For everybody currently listening, Luke is not feeling well, so he's going to head off for the rest of the night. I'll think of a way to get you out of it. Hope you feel better, Luke, and we will hopefully see you... Oh, no, not next week, the week after.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's
right.
like
See you later.
nearly
See you,
dead.
mate.
Yeah, mate.
Bye-bye.
Sleep well.
Who's not on next week? I thought your niece was coming on the week after.
Wait, I might have gotten my days mixed up. Oh, yep, sorry, it's the week after next. I can time. Alright. So, apparently, the dice roller is very generous to you, Rob. I will let you decide whether this is just one particular thing or if it's multiple, but what Bolt has functionally just pulled out of the creature as a reward for getting the nat 20, since he can't stash them on his own, is that he has pulled out a diamonds worth 4,961 gold pieces.
Well, it's just a singular.
Singular? Alright.
Yeah. It's the lack of hope diamond.
It's just, been slowly polished over time in the belly of this creature.
Unfortunately, it used to be like 4 times bigger.
All right. So for everyone else, Will, as the majority of the the ooze is pulled away by Bolt and slammed against the wall, the remnants of it on your body just abruptly stiffen and then just fall off of you, becoming hardened as they hit the ground.
Right, that's good. That fucking stinks. I need to plug my nose and my ears again. Someone, we got any spare wax, guys?
Now, because of where you currently are, the scent that you smelled before, the incredibly pungent, rotting smell, has gotten stronger.
Oh, God, it really fucking stinks. Right,
Can I prestidigitation him? Just clean him up?
Yes, you may.
Please.
What,
I give you a shower.
Thank you. In a herbalism kit, what is... wouldn't there be anything that I can... any herbs or something I can use to maybe strap like a herb mustache to me so I don't smell all this terrible stuff?
If you are able to roll a 13 or higher on survival, and I know you will, you'll be able to do the equivalent of a smelling salt in order to try and block the smell.
Thank you.
Shocker, you rolled an 18. I'm so shocked.
Oh my god, no way.
Right. In the game.
All right, and as you do so, apparently Tinkrit whacks small wax in your ear.
Please, gun.
Plural.
Okay, he whacks more wax in Will's ears.
Careful, don't get your tongue twisted. Right.
It's all good. You guys have heard me do the Modern Major General song before, haven't you?
Indeed.
Yes.
Onward. Non-Christian soldiers.
All right. So, with your enemy conquered, you begin to continue on through the hallways. As you round the corner, you stop for a moment as you can see directly ahead of you what looks like a bit of an odd sight for where you currently are, but apparently... give me a sec. As you can see, what looks like a fairly large plant just planted right in the middle of the hallway there.
I think we should kill it.
Sam, can I investigate it first? Can I, would that be a survival check?
Survival, nature, your call.
Well, I might creep forward and see if I can figure out what it is.
I'm going to go back in stealth as well.
And Tinkrit's sending in Trimp?
Yep.
All right. Ooh, this will be fun. Give me a sec.
Okay, your stealth is now plus 10 still.
Thank goodness.
So Earthu's got a 39 in stealth, which is...
Aw, man.
It's survival. He's trying to work out what it was.
Oh, sorry, survival.
All right. So, as Trimp flies forward in order to investigate what the plant is, you see him suddenly reel back with a vicious enough twitch that it's almost like he had just ran into a wall. When that occurs, you guys hear an absolute blasphemy of phrases in Infernal that even Rithgar probably hadn't heard from the most horrible of demons that he has dealt with. All right.
He spoke in Infernal to Rithgar. That's why I said, uh-oh.
Got into a huge smile.
So when that occurs, he moves forward just tentatively before he abruptly just shakes his head and moves his way back. His nose is still completely covered, and he just reports that it is too smelly for him to get any closer.
Oh, hang on, the swearing was from Trimp.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was from the plant.
No, not the plant.
Did anyone else think that?
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
At some point, I'm going to clarify. Rithgar is going to need to clarify whether or not Trimp is or is not a demon. He's starting to have suspicions. He was suspicious of a cat.
Well,
so
technically,
well off the list.
technically, Trimp is not. He's a fiend.
Technically, the cat wasn't either, but
Yes. He's a fiend.
hmm.
But I think that's imps in general. I think summoned ones are not actual imp. They are similar to imps. I'm quite sure how it works. Anyway.
But
I stand by my first statement. Kill it!
Sam, does my 29 in survival tell me anything about the plan?
oh, yep. I'm so sorry about that one. Roll me that at advantage as well, Michael.
Wow.
Alright, so a 29. Looks like the first roll was the original one. Alright, so Rithgar, as soon as you set sights upon this particular plant, you immediately know what it is, and with that you put a warning hand on your weapon. Now, the plant directly in front of you has a fair amount of flowers which kind of bolster out near the top. It looks like the plant base itself seems to be a strange curdling of vines and vines, prickles, and branches. But most notably, even as you look at it, you can see that there is slight movement in the heart of this plant. And when in the few moments that the vines and flowers part, you can see what looks like a hand just flopping loosely here and there. Now, what you know of this particular plant is that it is called a corpse flower, which tends to say it's a powerful, horrific entity, which tends to only sprout upon the graves of either necromancers or in areas where powerful undead tend to roam. Unless it is actually and actively identified and uprooted and burned, then within only a few days or weeks, they tend to uproot themselves and begin to move around. They are incredibly dangerous, if only because their smell is enough to incapacitate if you are close enough to it. Now, that being said, it does tend to get most of its power from the dead body that it is presumably consuming on the inside, and you puzzle for a moment as to its origins before you do realize with a brief flare of awareness that you did indeed leave a very large hole in the crypts, between the Royal Keep and the crypts, where any amount of these creatures or other creatures might have been able to emerge.
It's waiting time, boys.
Right. Quickly before doing anything, I've got a spell called Blight, which is incredibly effective against plants. Do you mind if I just go first?
Please do.
Cool. I will cast Blight. It makes the saving throw with disadvantage, and it does maximum damage. Is it? And it's in a magical plant, right? It's not non-magical.
It is a magical plant?
Question mark?
Because if it's non-magical, it just doesn't make a saving throw and dies.
It does not actually say. Give me a sec.
It's dead.
Because otherwise it'll take 64 damage if it doesn't save.
Yeah, it doesn't explicitly say that it is a magical flower, even though, you would assume that something which can pick itself up and begin scurrying around in order to find prey would be a magical flower. You'd think that, but you'd be wrong. Alright, since it doesn't say otherwise, I will rule that it is just a natural plant, apparently.
Cool. It dies. Right, okay. That was nice and easy. You're going to roll it the second time?
if you would like. How badly do you want to kill this thing?
Put it to the ground. I hate plants. No, that's not true. I'm druid. I have to like plants.
World's worst druid.
I hate this plant specifically.
Okay.
Right. Okay, that was nice and easy. Let's go.
The plant knows what it did.
Is there a dead body there, Sam? Or
All right.
can I rifle through to see what it was feeding on?
Yes, you may. Addison, do you want to give any flavor as to exactly what you do and how you kill it, or do you just pull out a thing of pesticide and go at it?
In the herbalism kit, I just got a little spray bottle. And it does.
Well, fair enough. Can't argue that.
Let's do some weeding.
It burrs.
Alright, so regardless of what you do to it, the plant begins to abruptly writhe around before it simply stiffens up and then collapses into a completely lifeless pile. When that occurs, its flowers suddenly open up in a bellow of near visible stench, which is enough to almost make all of you throw up. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from everyone?
Oh, that's fine.
That's my fourth 19 tonight.
Man, they're really edging you with those 19s, huh?
It happened last week too.
Yeah.
Well, Addison, do you want to save or use?
I'll wait to see if everyone passes. If not everyone passes, I'll use it.
Alright. In this case, a pass is a 14. Wow. So Norloff / Luke, you know, the person who's rolled 3 nat 20s in the past 20 minutes, has just rolled himself a 1, on top of the 1 that he rolled earlier today for initiative. It's really all or nothing for you today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just mine's lagging really bad, so I pressed it multiple times.
The 10 came before the 1.
Oh, alright. Okay, I'll allow it then.
Yeah, I'll use it so everyone's safe.
Okay. So what can I do here? It is a moment of quick thinking on Will's behalf, but his hands move so deftly that even Tinkrit is impressed by how dexterously he is able to open his satchel and very quickly, in only a matter of seconds, a quick poultice, which he is able to abruptly spread around to everyone and is able to attach it at least directly below their nostrils. A very pleasant scent wafts into everybody's noses, and just as the cloud of noxious smell hits you, it's bad enough that your eyes burn a little bit and you really don't want to take the risk of opening your mouth in order to breathe through it. But it looks like the poultice that Will has been able to very quickly improvise has been enough to stave off the worst of the effects of whatever had just happened with this plant.
You're welcome, Matt.
All right.
It was my fault for killing it, so you're welcome on both ends.
Killing it, yes.
I'm also my bad.
All right. Gentlemen, it is nearly 9:30. Did you guys want to take a quick break?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll go get a snack.
All right. Come back at 9:40, I guess.
Sure.
Yep. All right. Just give me a sec. Stopping the recording in 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so welcome back everyone. We took a quick break there. So just to reiterate that what we have been able to discover upon a further check is that apparently a corpse flower does actually count as a creature as opposed to a plant. This is basically intended for rapid deforestation as opposed to rapid de-enting. So in that case, I believe Blight will do maximum damage upon targeting a creature with the plant subcategory, but it will not automatically kill them. So, keep that in mind if you encounter yourself a flower and attempt to do that exact same strategy that Addison did. Alright, so gentlemen, you are currently in a crossroads. Directly ahead of you, you guys can see another of the oozes, which is currently, that helps if I snap it to the grid, directly through there. However, if you take the rightmost path, you will be able to immediately enter into the throne room of Rhiannon. However, you can see that your way is currently blocked as well. Now, within this particular proximity, you can also sense the effects of Rhiannon's power, even though its effects are greatly dulled with your having willingly deafened yourself. So, you're pretty much going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place, as you have two of these oozes to contend with, unless you do something out of the box.
Do they move much?
They can. Just generally not when they have a victim.
Right.
Yeah, should we try leading them away?
How many things does fireballs does Ciruimon have?
None.
Oh, none. That's right. Still.
Solturum experiences a bout of narcolepsy and he passes out.
Again. Wake up.
No, I won't do that to him. But
what did you cast on them last time to make them susceptible to fire?
I used, hang on, let me find the spell.
Elemental Bane.
Elemental Bane, it's a 4th level spell.
Oh, so you don't have many of those, I take it.
I've only got 1 left.
And there's 2 oozes.
Yeah.
And what's all this? Sorry, Sam. What's in this side room that we can see? Is that the?
Oh, sorry. I
Rhiannon?
thought I had opened that up. Apparently, the unveil thing did not actually help. So what you can see at the moment is, I'm just going to close the turn order thing, is that you can see Rhiannon up here.
Oh, you just hit it again from us.
Wait, did I?
Yes. I can see it, no, I can't.
God damn it. Roll 20.
There you go.
I can see it now, yes.
Alright, so up here you can see that there almost seems to be a mass in effect, where it looks like the Fey Lady Rhiannon is at the head of the room, mourning. She seems to be moving her mouth in a regular way, so you are able to interpret that she seems to at least be singing at the moment. Surrounding her is a variety of both Fey-looking creatures and also humanoids who appear to be locked in the throes of mourning as well. Now, most importantly, you guys can see that there is a single individual who appears to be fighting off the grey ooze, which is in the doorway, and within the body of the grey ooze you can see at least 2 corpses simply floating there. Now, the man that is currently actively fighting it, you are able to see from here that his ears are likewise bound in wax in order to try and shield himself from the effects, but he looks absolutely exhausted, as if he has been attempting to fight this creature for some time.
I send Trimp to offer it advantage. Oh, what happened there? There's a token. Didn't want that.
What was that?
Alright, so when you're lending Trimp to lend advantage, flavor it up for me. Specifically, what is he doing in this case?
He's spitting on it. Spitting poison. Sucking on his tail to get poison out and spitting poison at it.
Okay. So, it has no particular effect in this case, though neither Trimp nor Tinkrit would realize that immediately. Alright, what would the rest of you like to do? You may have one action before I will interpret at least one of the oozes to have noticed you and initiate combat again.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Hex again.
Same.
We knock the one off the top. Oh, I tried to assign to that idiot Norloth.
I'm not gonna shoot a fireball at Trev, goddammit.
You can. He's fire resistant. Rather.
Resistant, but not immune.
He is immune.
Oh, he is immune? Oh, okay.
This one.
All right. Your misinterpretation is that you think he's saying to not hit that one. So he keeps pointing at it and mouthing and gesturing emphatically. You come to the assumption that he wants you to leave that one alone.
Okay, then I will cast Hex on this one.
All right. What does your hex look like in this case?
I guess it's shadow just darkens and just glows a little bit.
Yep. Alrighty. Will, would you like to do any action before we enter hypothetical combat?
I'm just looking now at what I can do. I'm thinking either I will cast Call Lightning, or I will summon 2 animals. I figure... I think I might actually Call Lightning. How tall is the ceilings?
About 10 feet up.
Okay, no, not enough room for Call Lightning. Yeah, I'll cast Conjure Animals. And then, like I did last time, I think I'll just conjure. What is it?
Giant crab.
How big your wolves?
Because we can bring it up.
For your glaive.
No, I'm gonna sign in 2 direwolves again, because that way they get the advantage attack tactics.
Ooh, I can find those weird ass things that we were using for him.
Yeah.
Plesiosaur. Put it actually like something.
No, remember like the Tim Burton wolves that we had last time?
Oh yeah.
You know, I can literally turn into any single one of these, so I could just turn to a pig.
Sam, do the wolf bring his glaive back?
Yeah.
Sorry?
The wolves that someone that took my glaive all those years ago.
Oh. No, they can't.
Oh. Damn.
All right, here are our Tim Burton wolves.
Oh, I would have summoned them over at this one.
All right, I can get rid of the corpse flower too, can't I? Give me a sec. All right, so as you guys begin to progress forward...
Can I also charge?
Oh, before you do, I'm just going to flavor up how I'm going to deal with Solturum and Luke's departure for now. So what happens is that Solturum begins to stride forward, and you guys can see that he is currently manipulating some magical gestures and sketching some runes in the air as he attempts to summon a spell which looks to be by Norloth's keen eye, a little bit beyond his current weakened capacities. Regardless, you can see what looks like the start of a small bubble beginning at the end of his hands, which slowly but surely extends outwards until abruptly he's able to send it surging forward, creating a very thin wall of force which abruptly blocks off the passageway to the north, sealing in the ooze which is currently in there.
What? Cool.
Lovely.
That's why you didn't want me to attack that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so Solturum begins to mouth words at the rest of you, and you can see that there seems to be a fair amount of strain on him as he holds this barrier between you and the rest of the group. He seems to be indicating that he will not be able to do anything except keep this creature currently contained and under wraps.
Thanks, Salty.
Alright, so Michael, you I cannot hold the captain. Giving it everything we got, Captain. Oh god damn it, I only just got Star Trekking out of my head and now it's back.
Sorry. Right. Pew pew pew.
All right, Michael, you may carry on with Rithka.
For some reason in Roll20, my mouse is just going bizarre at the moment. But I run to there and stab it twice.
All right. You may roll damage then.
You might as well just roll damage at this point.
Hey, he might get a nat 1.
Don't jinx it.
Alright, so that is a 19, and the first attack is going to do 15 points of damage. Alright, so...
So the first attack also does another d8 damage. Because... I think that's right. I do an extra d8 on my first turn.
Alright, so you rush in and you stab. Any flavour you want to add?
I'm struggling with the flavour of attacking a blob with a rapier. It seems like the worst weapon in the world to be using on this thing.
It's a very stabby weapon.
Yeah.
It's got an edge. A rapier has an edge. It's not a foil.
Yeah, but it's... Using it against a big thing of jello is just not what it's made for.
That's why I use the tree trunk.
It could be that you are stabbing in hard enough that it gets to the hilt, then abruptly there's just, an explosion from the sheer force of you throwing it into the, whatchamacallit, the blob. So it's more getting bludgeoning than anything else.
Yeah, I guess so. It's sort of...
Percussive shockwaves.
And it maybe as a reach out, I'm just it's it's more the tearing out than the thrusting in.
Think of it like a potato peeler.
And how much that hurts when you get your knuckles.
Yeah,
It's in agony.
it stings.
And I send my whales from the grave to Rihanna.
All right.
Which
Rhiannon?
does 1d6. Sorry, Rihanna.
Ooh, okay. So 1d6 of damage to Rhiannon. She does 2 points of damage.
Is she still alive?
With 2 points of damage? Yes, she is.
No, the
You've done it,
hands from the
Rithka.
grave. The hands from the grave take her back to where she to when she came.
Well, you saw what happened to the plant. You could ask.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. So, your usual flavor for this one is that you have manifested a variety of spirits from the underworld in order to help with your attack. Is that right?
But they're not so much from the underworld, they're the spirits that are in my head. That they then go and attack, and then and for a couple of moments they have peace, and then they come back.
Alright, so your inner demons managed to come out in a form of therapy.
He's got demons.
That's fixed.
Alright, you are able to do so, and abruptly you guys feel a slight lightness as it feels like you are, mental blank. The intrusive and almost heavy sense of mourning just abruptly lifts as Rhiannon stops, realizing that she's under attack from somewhere, and she begins to look around to find out exactly who or what has dared interrupt her mourning. Alright, I think everybody's had at least one action.
Did you get my damage? Damage?
Yes, I did. Alright, so in that case, gentlemen, would you like to roll into initiative? Again. It's a very combat-heavy session this time, apparently.
It's okay.
I would like it known, you could have gotten around all combat.
How?
Ooh.
We've gone the other way.
12, Will got a 14, actually beating Tinkrit. Wow. It's been a while
I
since...
won't when he gets his power mode.
I got 12.
But for now.
Rithgar got 23, and he is currently our lead. And Norloth got himself a 10. And wait, why are there 2 Rithgars? And 2 Will. Well, I'm confused. Okay, now that they are fine, let's go through and... Oh, Joe, I'm going to have to name everything, aren't I? Ooze 1. See, this is going to be hilarious because I actually have a friend whose name is Rhiannon and she has been intending to listen to all this. So she's going to be so confused. Alright. And then that one. Alright, so Rhiannon has rolled a initiative of 23. And our Ooze buddy has rolled an initiative of -2, shockingly. They do not do well with initiative.
Oozes. Okay.
Yeah, Oozes. Michael, what is Rithgar's dexterity modifier?
+3.
Okay, so Rhiannon's going to go first. Alright, so Rithgar, you have attracted the attention of a very dangerous and very powerful Fey lady, and she begins to get to her feet and very calmly walks through her various mourners, which are currently weeping around her. As she does so, as that occurs, she begins to weave a magical spell around her, potent enough that you can begin to sense the outright damage that might be able to be inflicted from here, as abruptly she sends the spell forward. Let's see if that goes into... Yep, there it is. Nope. Sorry, that is not correct. It's going to make me go into the thing proper, isn't it? Alright, can you please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Can I use my 16 from my divination ability that I never remember the name of?
Portent.
Yeah. Portent, thank you. I have a 16 and I have a 1. So I'd like to use my 16, which will go to a 17.
Alright. As you do so, that causes you to fail still. Ooh, this is going to be fun for you.
I could do... it's not my turn to do bonus. Is it?
No, not yet. Alright, so the bolt of magic surges forward, and from your previous experience under the thrall of her power, you are suddenly assaulted with a never-ending stream of tragic images, a sense of horror, terror, sorrow, and every other negative emotion just building up and causing intense pain to you. You are going to be taking 55 points of damage.
Oh, good.
I've got point to spare.
For now.
Hey, that would have killed you a couple levels ago.
I have 56 hit points. I am on 1.
Oh Jesus!
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Okay, that changes what I was gonna do.
All right. Now, when that occurs, let me have a look here. Okay. Just trying to think what's going to
Fuck us up the most?
a little bit, yeah. All right. So, what happens next is, with that particular spell cast, you can see that she seems to be flicking her hands in what looks like a rapid motion, enough to cast a second spell. And when that occurs, you guys can feel a sudden shift in the ethereal planes around you, and abruptly a strange multicolored spider-looking creature emerges. It's roughly around the size of a large dog, but you know, when it's a spider, who cares? This particular one immediately scurries over to her and leans against...
Can I counterspell?
Ooh, that is a good question. Let me double check. So this one doesn't actually have... It's not using a particular spell slot, but if you are able to roll a 19 or higher on Arcana, I will allow you to do so.
Can I give him a bardic inspiration?
You didn't give it to him before, and it's not your turn.
No. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. Anyway.
Let's think about it, maybe.
Ah, 15.
Alright, a 15. You cast the counter spell and you immediately see your magics beginning to be shred before the sheer power of Rhiannon's magic may manifest. So, yes, the portal manifests and the spider begins to trickle out. Now, it's almost painful to look at this spider as its body is covered in a ever-shifting hue of colours, which almost defies the mind to actually go ahead and comprehend. Now, after it leans against her and she pats it almost like a dog, you can see that its eyes focus very abruptly again on Rithgar as she points towards him. And let's have a look. Rithgar, can you please roll me another Constitution saving throw?
Is Rithgar gonna die?
Quite likely.
Maybe.
13. Alright. The spider, its eyes all focus directly on Rithgar, and when that occurs, a beam of a sickly yellow hue flashes out and surrounds him. Rithgar, when that occurs, you feel your arms and legs abruptly just snap to your side. You are now under the paralyzed status effect.
Oh, so it's not rigor mortis.
No, not rigor mortis. Not yet. Alright. And that is it for my turn. Rithgar, you may go, but from the looks of things, you might need to roll to try and end the paralysis early on yourself.
Would that be?
Another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. Well, I haven't rolled a nat 20 yet, so here it comes.
Let's go. Yeah, baby.
You just something forward.
Alright, that is an 11, so unfortunately that is another fail, and you are going to remain paralyzed.
Does the dice say 12 on your screen?
It says 10, but then 11. You rolled a 10, but the save is 11.
I'm going to take a photo with this because...
No, it's been doing that on my screen a lot. Like, it's been flicking over and it's, like, tilted towards the 12, but apparently it's showing the next face. It's... Yeah, I just assumed it was a weird lag. Alright, I guess that's it for your turn. Will.
Right. Okay, so I have a couple options here. As a bonus action, I'm definitely going to cast Healing Spirit. So that'll chill for, I think, a minute, and it can heal how many times? Doesn't matter right now. But it'll heal him. Get him to heal Rithgar and just hang on Rithgar for the rest of the time. So I'll heal him for 3 HP. That's a bonus action. And as an action, what was the saving throw that we have to make for the Banshee lady? Is it con or whiz?
for the morning.
Yeah.
That is a wisdom save.
Okay. Would you guys rather if I enhance the ability to wisdom save or con save? Because I can, if I cast it at a 5th level, I can give everyone advantage on those rolls. No, I'll do. Yeah, I'll do Bear's Endurance because that way everyone gains 2d6 temporary hit points too. So let's do that. At a 5th level, every single person is going to get 9 extra hit points, just temporary hit points, and have advantage on Constitution saving throws.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yes. And then my 2 wolves will attack the things right in front of them, I guess. So they'll get advantage. Again. And right. And I guess an ooze can't be knocked prone, so it doesn't matter.
Pretty much.
But it'll take whatever, 8 plus 7.
Alright, it rolls an 18, an 18, a 12, and a 22 for its strength save.
Doesn't matter. I'm fairly sure it's immune to being prone, so
Yeah.
that is bad.
1, 2, 3. That's 16, 23, 29. Okay, 29 points of damage to it. There we go. Alright, so the direwolves bite into the ooze and begin to tear at it. You guys hear yelps as they experience the corrosive capacity of the ooze itself, and they very quickly let go of it. You know what? I might turn them so they're actually facing. There we go. God, I cannot take those images seriously. It's even more ridiculous when you zoom in on them.
I'll probably move to there.
Alright, you're done, Addison?
Actually, hang on, let me just check how far I can move, because I might just go and meet you, yeah. Move forward to about there if I can. Yeah, there. I'll sit right there. Nice and happy.
Alright, standing on the horrific remains of the corpse flower.
Yep.
Alrighty. So coming up next is Tinkrit.
I think I'm going to have to stab it. Seems to be doing the most damage. So I'll put a Hexblade's Curse on the Biatch. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take some time. I'm going to, put Hexblade's Curse on her. So where's that? Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, I just realised our music's gone.
That's still it.
How was it?
And
Oh no, it says it's still going.
cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself. Because I'm a, noob. And I'm gonna stay out of view.
Fair enough. Alright, protection of good and evil. Yeah, I assume you're specifically targeting that against Fae?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Okay, very nice. Alright, so that's it for your turn?
Bolt.
Yep. Alright, on to Bolt. Alright, Bolt is going to, I assume, punch the ooze.
What he does.
That's what he does. 16. That was an impressed sound. Alright, how much damage are we doing?
16.
Alright. Alright, any flavouring?
The flavour is that I'm going to roll them twice again, just in case I get a 20. Because shrimp is there, but no. So 16 points of damage. Yeah, he kind of goes the Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible. Gets a shot, the shoulders, and then punches as hard as he can.
Yep, perfect. Alright, so as before, part of the slime just flies off and hits the wall. Alright, Norloth.
Alright, I'm gonna move to here. I'm gonna launch 6 Eldritch Blasts at it by quick casting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 d20s. I think they all hit.
12 d20s. I mean, technically 3 don't. Wait, you're aiming for the ooze, right?
Yeah, for the ooze.
Alright. And
they all got a plus 10.
Oh yeah, then yes, they all definitely hit. And oh look, there's another nat 20.
Oh, sweet. So I get 7 d10s and 7 d6s.
30, so 53.
Then plus another 24 damage for antagonizing blast.
Alright, well, you have literally just killed it with 1 point of HP to spare. How would you like to do so?
Just a ray of Eldritch Blast just come out and just obliterate it.
Alright, so in contrast to the previous time where the creature pretty much was had its slime sliced off here and there, this one just, upon the exposure to Norloth's raw magical power, pretty much just eviscerates and atomizes, just collapsing into a fine powder like sand. Alright, so directly on the other side of it, you can see a very startled looking older man. Again, he does look very tired and worn, but as he does look at you, he scans you up and down, and he very warily begins to raise his sword up at you.
At me?
No, up at you guys in general.
In my paralyzed state, I managed to grit out, "Eat him!"
Alright. Back to Rhiannon. Alright, so with the evisceration of the ooze, she very deftly steps around and steps up and behind the man whose attention is focused solely on all of you. And when that occurs, you see that she abruptly, her fist shining with a chaotic light, much like the spider, she slams it down on the side of his head and gets a nat 1. Oh dear.
Let's go.
Just pats him on the head and walks away.
She stops and it turns into a caress of his hindquarters. Alright, give me a quick second. Alright, so when that occurs, it seems that he almost has a supernatural sense, and when he abruptly wheels around, his sword flying, and what you guys can see is, you can almost hear a very tiny shunk as the hand that she was about to touch him with abruptly is just cut clean off and flies through the air. She abruptly collapses to the ground, just staring at the stump upon which she used to have her hand. And from here, you guys can see a golden ichor just dripping from the now bloody stump. She lets loose an immense scream, which you again feel rather than actually see. And when she looks up at the man, you can see that she has a light of fury just shimmering in her eyes. When that occurs, she stands up and she abruptly tries to punch him with her other hand. And rolls a 13.
That one from before, you know, that one from Portent.
If you would like.
Yeah.
All right.
Let her kill herself.
This guy's just got a record, alright? We don't have to do anything.
So, whether it is because of the whims of the gods are with you or no, when that occurs, he is able to dodge this time and likewise cut off her other hand. She stumbles back, just looking completely and utterly horrified, before she raises both stumps and just creates a almost maelstrom of magical energy directly in front of her.
Any more nat ones? Can I use my stored nat ones on her, please?
We're gonna do that. Okay, cool. And the maelstrom of energy just goes directly in front of her, creating a deadly-looking wall of fire between her and the rest of you.
That spell contain a...
Sorry?
Somatic.
Somatic component.
Let me have a look. It does... Yes.
She tries to.
Okay, what are you guys doing to her now?
Probably taking off her head next, like...
Wait, with the somatic? What?
It's not my turn.
Oh, she's... If it's somatic, she
Oh,
can't
sorry, I
actually-
was thinking verbal. Sorry, yeah, I was completely confused then. Alright. Okay, so the maelstrom of energy that manifests between you and her seems to be of a very sharp-looking gusts of air, which are almost made visible and tangible from the magic that she seems to be casting. When that occurs, you can see her she bends down and begins to focus intently on her hands, and in only a few seconds, you can see that the stumps begin to heal over with new flesh, and fingers are very slowly beginning to grow from the stumps.
You're like Donald Trump hands.
All right, Michael and Rithgar.
What was that thing? What was that? God, what was it? Somebody had their hand cut off and it grew back as a little baby hand?
Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Yeah, it's Deadpool's, right? That's so it's a con save to try and get out of this paralysis, isn't it, Sam?
Correct. Oh, actually, you have reminded me before I forget. Sorry. So,
Hey, you got advantage now anyway. Try for get a 20.
Try.
Do it.
Sorry, Sam, were you saying?
before I forget, she did actually have her little spider buddy, didn't she? Alright, it is going to skitter its way forward while this is all occurring, and it is going to focus its attention on Rithgar, actually, where it is going to attempt to latch onto you and begin to drag you back towards its mistress. Let's have a look. It gets an 18, and as a result, the two of you are dragged back until you're about here before the blade goes up. Now, when that occurs, and it wheels around and attempts to make its own attacks at the man who has now just dismembered its mistress. So, let's roll that for me. Where it rolls an unnatural 20, and it's able to land a fairly decisive blow, slashing at his lower leg.
We've got an attack of opportunity when it went past him to grab Rithgar.
His attention at the time would have been focused on Rhiannon.
Rhiannon.
I put that in.
Alright, so yes, Rithgar, you then are able to break out of the paralysis just as it begins to attack the man next to you. So, you may continue on, Michael, with the rest of your turn.
I'm just going to... I'm going to cast Slow on these two.
I'm sorry, you're casting what?
Double checking. No, I'm not. I'm actually just going to come out of paralysis and take my rapier and stab it into Rihanna. I can do that without moving code.
You are 10 feet away from her, technically?
No, I'm there, sorry. No, stab it into the spider chat.
Alright, spider. Spiders. $22, rapier, one. Yep, alright. And that's going to count as you having an ally within 5 feet, so you do get sneak attack from that.
Cool.
Oof. Sorry, I just checked the HP of this guy. Alright. Of the spider, that is. Alright. Anything else for your turn?
Going to disengage and just step back behind the dude.
Alright. Easy enough. Okay, William.
Okay, so the healing spirit will heal you. Let me just put up 2d6, I believe. That's just a one. I need a second one. So you've got healed for 9 hit points, Rithgar.
Amazing.
That's just an ongoing thing, and I will. So sorry, did you say there was was it a wall of fire that was between us and the?
It's not a wall of fire, but it is a wall of energy. Basically, it looks like air, which has been forced to take form and is still skirting around.
Okay. Cool. No, I don't have anything to help with that. Oh, I should have... No, I'll wait. Could I cast... It's a long shot, but could I cast Elemental Bane on the actual, like, on the actual wall? Because it's on a creature and gets rid of the damage, but like, say, it's not rules as written. This is just me asking if it's possible.
I would ordinarily say no, but like before, if you can roll a high enough Arcana, I will allow you to manipulate the spell weave to do so.
Okay. Well, I won't do it now. I'll just focus on that lady, not the lady, the spider. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to turn into... what do you think, you guys?
Spider fight.
Spider fight? No, it'll be an arachnid fight. I'm going to turn into a giant scorpion. Arachnid fight, let's go.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to charge in. I think with a spider, I think I reckon I have 40 feet of movement, so yeah, I'm good. Get right in there. Oops, that's the thing.
Yep.
Right in there. And let me just pull my attacks out. Do you know I get 3 attacks as a scorpion? That's good. 3. So that's my 2 claw attacks and a sting.
Where are you?
I'm yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Trim's hasn't moved.
That's 20 poison damage? Damn.
Yeah.
DC escape save. I'm assuming that's a dexterity save?
It's a grapple.
Okay.
I can grapple in my claws.
Crap, where is this thing? There it is. Okay,
It's
1,
like a Harryhausen movie.
2, and then con.
Almost
All right. On the first one, it is unable to escape, but on the second one, it gets a 21 to escape. So,
Well, technically it's 2 claws. So is it trapped in 1 claw and then?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, cool. So
Okay.
it's trapped in 1 claw, the other one not.
Yep, and it gets a 23 con save, so it saves.
Alright, it'll take half poison damage if it's not already resistant to poison. Which I feel like as a spider it is.
Alright, so
Alright.
4, 11 and 21. Alright. Cool.
Cool. And then it's the wolves' turns. I'll just chuck them in there. It's getting a bit crowded.
They're big.
Yes. And then the wolves get advantage on their attacks with attack tactics.
Woo!
So whichever one's hit, was that 4? I feel like it was 1, 2, no, it was only 3. One more.
They rolled a 25 to against the strength save.
That's just to be prone.
And that's 21. Yep, okay, so it avoids the problems. Okay, bringing
Yeah,
that
it'll
up
take
to...
a damage, they're just not prone from the attack.
So, 28 points of damage. Perfect. Alright, any flavor you want to provide?
I'll probably rush in with my claws, and then as I grab it in 1 claw and sting it with my stinger, wolves come in and just tear it, bite at its legs. I'm pretty much pulling it, I'm splaying the spider.
Splaying the spider, fair enough. Alright, and that's it?
Yes, that'd be it.
Alright, Tinkrit.
I'm going to cast Hex on the woman. On Rhiannon. I'll
Yep.
just poke my head up there. Hello! And to do that, so she's got Hex, she's got Hexblade's Curse on her already. Where is it? What's that? Doesn't make sense. No, I think that's the wrong damage.
That's an attack roll.
Yeah, well, don't blame me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. How does an attack roll roll?
What does it do? It's supposed to. Yeah. Well, it gets +4 damage because of Hexblade's Curse, and I'm going to cast a spell on her because I'm so devilishly handsome. And yeah, additional 10 points. So 10, 14, 18 points of damage to her, and then I go out of view.
And you what?
Go out of view.
Oh, okay. That is a wisdom save against Dissonant Whispers. She gets 22.
Bitch. Which means she doesn't run away, but she still takes full damage.
Yeah.
Okay, and now Bolt will attack. So much scrolling.
So much rolling.
And he will receive some assistance. Some help, so get advantage on all of them. Another 19.
That was close to one. That was close to one.
Okay, so he hits with the first one. 11 points of damage. $19 hits the second. 9 points of damage. So 20 points of damage to the spider.
Alright. Okay. The spider has been to look a little bit beat up. It, at this point, has been able to absorb the blows by functionally rearranging the apparent chaos that seems to make up its body, but it seems to be a little bit slower at reacting, especially after Bolt's particular attacks.
That's me.
Yep. So you're done. Let us move on to Norloth.
Okay, I'm going to move my hex to Renee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast free Eldridge Blast at the spider.
All right.
With advantage. I'm assuming they all hit.
Let's have a look. That was with a +10?
Yep.
All but one. Sorry, with advantage.
Those were
sorry.
with advantage, so all three of them hit, yeah?
Yep, herpity-derp-derp. Yes, they all hit.
Cool. And that's 24 damage.
24 damage, alright. Perfect. Alrighty then. And that's it for you?
Yep.
Alright. So, it is back to Rhiannon now, and as she begins to stand up, again, you guys can see what her arms and hands, which she appears to be regrowing at the moment. It looks like she is coalescing them out of a combination of both flesh and the chaotic magic that she seems to be manifesting around her. Now, as she stands up, she has a look around, and then abruptly, she very quickly shapes various magical sigils in probably the most complicated arcane spell that the majority of you have actually seen, and when that occurs, there is a sudden drop of light which shapes itself under this particular area. Wait, no, that's not my ding. There.
I counterspell this one.
You may try. What level spell slot are you dedicating to it?
Level 3.
Level 3. Your counterspell is absolutely shredded by the force of this magic. So it's enough that you experience a slight amount of backlash and are a little bit dazed from the power of it, as a glowing white portal abruptly opens up under Bolt. Let's have a look. The portal itself is also wide enough that... Will, can I please get you to do a dexterity saving throw? And I'm going to do one on behalf of the spider, and I'm just going to assume that our mourner here is going to automatically fail. Dexterity saving throw. Ooh, and Will has automatically failed.
Wait, that says me, not as the not as the giant scorpion.
Yeah, how'd you manage that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Are they particularly dexterous?
They're actually worse.
Oh, well, there you go then. All right. Now, what's the way to do this? How to do a 1 here?
Man, how I wish I had that ring again.
Yeah, that'd be good. Speaking of, which one of you guys actually has the cold iron dagger?
I have it last, but I'm happy to have handed it over to someone else if they think they should have it.
Okay, so it was Rithgar who has it. All right, so sorry, are you going to stash this one or use it immediately?
No, I think I'll just use it.
Use it. Okay. So, the absolute worst thing that can happen here. Ooh, you are not going to be popular with certain members here. Alright, so, Will, As the magical portal begins to open, you are abruptly blasted back from the sheer amount of power manifesting with it, and in doing so, it forces you out of your shapeshifted form, enough that there is a wild magic surge which begins to mess with the gate, which abruptly expands its size. Everything within this 9 squares, so this guy, I am one of the direwolves, Trimp, Bolt, and these Mourner abruptly drop out of this plane altogether.
Oops. Sorry, Rob.
Not Trimp, we need him.
Can I use a 20?
Not counteracts the effects of a 1, remember?
That's his one, not mine.
Hey, you guys know that they can be catastrophic. When that occurs, Rob, Tinkrit, you feel the amulet, the shield amulet on your chest, abruptly power down as it loses connection with Bolt. Alright, so as quickly as it appears, the gate suddenly closes. It looks like the spider likewise was taken. Will, you can also feel that your connection with the direwolf has abruptly cut off, and yeah, so with that completely done, she doesn't look like she's overly satisfied with what has happened, but she begins to shape her arms and hands in one more particular set of movements, which is going to hit here for a 10 square radius. So it's going to hit Will and Rithgar. Alright, so what happens here is, can I get you both to make a dexterity saving throw?
Not the one.
Okay, 20 and a 16. Now, what occurs is a immense column of that chaotic energy just spills down from the roof, and you guys can see that the rock which is immediately exposed to it just begins to abruptly melt away from it. However, the two of you are currently going to be taking about 18 points of damage each. So, that's 9 in fire and 9 in radiant damage, as this spell super saturates the area immediately around you.
Okay. We'll be taking, I think, was it 9 temporary points that I gave you? So, only take 11 of the actual damage. I do believe.
It's 9.
Yeah.
It was 18, so it's temporary into 9 goes to 9, only 9 points of damage.
Ah. There you go. 9 damage.
Alright, so yeah, there we go. Now, the stone underneath your feet is left blackened by this, and Rhiannon takes a few more steps backwards, and she goes back to focusing directly on her hands, which look like they have partially restored themselves now. Alright, Rithgar, how you doing over there, Michael?
I think I'm going to take the cold iron dagger and cash in at 20 and throw it at her eye.
Throw it at her eye. Alright.
I want to hit her in the eye.
Ooh, alright. So we're going to cash in a 20. Let's see how many you have at the moment. You have 5. Alright.
I had one earlier tonight, so I think I actually had 6, but doesn't matter.
6. Can't recall you rolling one earlier tonight.
Maybe I didn't. Sorry.
That's all good. I'm sure I'll be...
Check investigation or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, yes, you did. I apologize. Okay, so that brings you down to 5 in total then. All right, so Rithgar, you pull out the cold iron knife, and it seems to be cold against your flesh even from here. You throw it through the wall of solidified magic, which parts like a, just immediately parts around the power of the cold iron, and it zings towards Rhiannon, who briefly glances up at the movement before you guys can see that the dagger just sinks into her eye itself. She begins screaming even further, and you guys can see that she can't even touch the blade to try and remove it. If you would be able to roll damage at maximum, and then obviously a critical.
It's going to be D6.
Yep. So that's going to be a 12 damage in total.
My dex is +3, so 15.
15. Perfect. All right. Anything else for your turn?
There's no other bad guys around, is there?
Just the ooze that Solturum is keeping contained.
No, that's nothing from me.
Yep. Right here. Give me a second. There we go. All right, Will.
Oh my god, it's my turn already. Okay. You. Man, now I really wish I had the fucking planar shifts or something so I could go get the shit back. First, I want to try something. I'm gonna get my wolf to go first. Can it move past the thing? It can't move past, can it?
It can.
Oh, it can?
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, I will make him push past.
All right. As he pushes past, please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Or the wood. No worries.
All right, that is a 20. Give me a sec.
Fuck, I literally just forgot.
Alright.
I have an advantage on dex saving throws. Damn it.
Well, we have learned, haven't we?
Because it's only a new ability. Damn.
Fair enough.
Oh, good.
Alright, so Direwolf, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, Direwolf is going to be taking 19 points of damage as it pushes its way through the wall of blades.
Cool. It'll just then bite the lady. I'll try and bite the lady.
Well, she gets actually, she is able to dodge that outright, and basically the wolf begins to come in and lunges for her, but despite that, she does have a almost supernatural amount of speed, and she simply dodges out of its way.
Okay, alright, I won't be able to get in all the way then. Okay, and then I will cast... let's see. What have I got? Oh wait, the healing spirit heals again. I'll have 2d6 for you, Michael. Can do that 2 more times. So 5 hit points for you, Michael, and then I will...
Amazing, thank you. I'm back up to 9.
Yes! Screw it, I'm gonna call lightning. Get over here, lightning. Wow, that's pretty fucking shit.
Okay.
Damage on her.
Dexterity saving throw, give me a sec. She gets a 17, so she barely passes.
Alright, half damage then.
Alright, so 5 points of damage. Alright.
Let me just check my...
Alright, so displaying that preternatural speed once more, she is also almost able to get out of the way of the lightning bolt, but however it still does zing her.
Cool. bonus action, I might just healing word Rithka again. Second level this time. So 10 more hit points for you, Rithka.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Alright.
and that's me. I'll move forward then to just before the thing.
And Tinker.
I move into view again. Can I stare from there?
Stare.
See her.
She is lightly obscured by the wall in front of her. You can see her, but not with any amount of clearness. Is that going to affect it?
No, just... Get a bit of this in the and she gets +4 from Hex and from a Hex Blade and
21 to pass against the Dissonant Whispers.
yes, she doesn't run away.
Nope.
She takes 19 damage. And I go 1, 2, 3, back again.
You go what?
I hide.
Oh, okay.
Best I can.
Yep.
Oh, hang on. I've got a bonus action which I haven't used because they've already been cast. So I'm going to give a. Take that, Rithgar.
Noticing a trend here.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Alrighty. Let me have a look here. Alright. So, Norloth, your turn.
Yay.
Calm
I'll
yourself.
move to here, and I will shoot an Eldridge Blast at her.
Alright.
I'll just do the first one. Does that actually get through the barrier?
So she's getting a plus... Oh, actually, that is a good call. Let me check. It is considered 3/4 cover, and its space is difficult terrain, so I think she's getting an additional +5 to her AC. So
My wand goes through half cover, if that counts.
No, it does not.
And she's got a quarter cover. It evens out.
Yeah, well, the lowest one was 21.
21 does not hit.
22.
Does hit.
And 27. Yeah. Oh, I'll do the other 3 as well then.
Yep.
And there's a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Alright.
They just cancel each other out.
In this case, I'm willing to allow it. It just means that both of them would be rolling at a 10.
Yeah, so they both just do nothing.
Alright.
So I have 3 hits. And then Hex.
Should have said no, then Nat 20 does critical damage on her, Nat 1 hits Rithgar.
And an extra 12 damage on top of that, so... Is that 20... 32 damage?
32 damage. Alrighty. And is that it?
Yep.
Okie doke. So, from where she's currently standing, you guys can see that Rhiannon abruptly manages to grab on to the dagger using her fairly small but now very coherent fingers, and there is a scream that you guys can again feel through your bones as she pulls it out. Now, when that occurs, you guys can see that her fist begins to glow with a hot enough heat that it ripples everything around her, and abruptly the cold dagger knife just melts into a pile of slag on the ground before her. Now, as in addition to that, she waves her hand, and you guys can feel a sensation of health and happiness just spreading out around her as she abruptly manages to heal herself. Let's have a look for how much. 10 plus... yeah, huh? And what's she counting as? Nope, that is the corpse flower. I am not looking at the right thing. Okay. Alright, so with that done, she is... you can see that her hands have been restored to their previous condition. However, even as she begins to wave and direct the healing energy towards her eye, it looks like there is no response. And you can see that she tries more and more frantically. It looks like her healing powers are unable to work on the wound initiated by the done by the dagger. Okay, Rithka. Oh, sorry. Yes. Yep, carry on. I thought she still had the spider. I forgot.
I'm going to step to the side out of the way of errant spells from my comrades behind me, and cast Witch Bolt, yelling, "I'm going to need a long rest."
Oh, let's go.
Alright, that is a nat 20. Well, you've just restocked on that one, haven't you?
I'm going to cash it in, Sam.
Ooh, cash it in. Okay. Let me think here. What is the most useful thing for you? Okay.
Bolt and Trip reappear.
Alright. Provide me the flavor. What does your Witch Bolt look like? And I will see what I can do to work in the nat 20.
It looks like just a lance of negative light, of just pure blackness, which I hurl from my hand.
Yep.
Like a javelin.
Alright. Whether it is due to her distraction from the injury caused by the cold iron, or whether it's because you managed to aim something perfectly, but as you fire off the Witch Bolt, you guys can see a sudden sensation as reality itself almost seems to warp as the spell of the Witch Bolt and the spell of the Blade Barrier war against one another. Rithgar's power ultimately proves successful against the Fey Lady, as there is a shattering, and the Blade Barrier cast by Lady Rhiannon drops, and spell itself is broken. The Witch Bolt is going to hit her and obviously do double damage. Let's have a look.
58 damage there.
58 damage, nice. Alright. Now, in doing so, you are able to blow off, again, one of her arms from the sheer power, and she slams back into the wall behind her. She looks up, and for the first time, you can see that her previously sad expression seems to have just been outright replaced with fear. Alright, anything else from Rithgar?
There's nothing for me to hide behind, is there? No.
No. I mean, there's the dire wolf, but no.
No, it's me.
Alright. Will.
Cool. Can I pick up the slag metal and cast mending on it to get the knife back?
It is molten metal at the moment.
Do it.
Can I still do it?
Do you have a safe way of handling it?
If I use absorb elements as a reaction, can I then do it?
I will default on what I've been doing all session, roll me an Arcana.
Oh god.
What's wrong with water?
What is so much effort? How many 20s do I have?
You have 2.
Yeah, fuck it, I use one. I don't have any items that I want.
Alright, a 20. So 1 to successfully cast the elemental and 1 to cast mending. Flavor it up for me. What happens? You're obviously going to be able to draw the heat out and reshape it into a usable manner.
Yeah, so basically I reach down, and as I do that, I'm basically trying to absorb the heat as much as I can. Maybe I'm unconsciously, maybe it's part rage, part absorb elements. I'm just holding it, scooping up in my hand, just like juggling it in my hands because it's too hot. But casting mending to shape it into something usable.
Yep. All right. So with an unnatural 20, the unnatural 20, your mending is going to be able to restore it to its previous form.
Cool. That is fine. Will that be my action?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. That little spirit is going to heal Rithka again. Reaction, 4 HP for you. And
Much
then,
appreciated.
I guess I will move forward. I won't attack, but that way pack tactics will still work because I'm an ally of the wolf.
Yep.
The wolf can attack twice.
Alright, 2 strength saves. Give me a sec. Alright, that is an 11 and a 5, so she fails both of those.
Cool. So she'll be prone.
Alright.
And yeah, the dog will attack.
Attack doggo. Alright, so that is a 9 and an 18. Alright, so as the direwolf begins to tear into her, you can see that her physical form is beginning to get somewhat more and more blurry. It begins to look like she is almost intangible at this point.
Okay. I guess, can I just, like, as a free action, just drop the knife? Oh, when next person's run past Jason, we risk to pass him the knife?
Yep.
Cool. So, whoever's nearest to me, grab the knife off of me.
Alright. And tinker it.
I can't make it to the knife, I'm afraid. Is the blade barrier gone?
Yes.
I don't know why. There's no point. I'll just move it there. He's already prone, right?
Correct.
Right. I was going to charge this into the slaughter on it, but there's no point. So,
What if you mage hand from here?
if I what?
Mage hand, grab the knife.
I can't mage hand. I don't have it.
Ah, shit.
Damn.
I think you're the only spellcaster on the team to not have it. Alright. Anything else for your turn then?
I maybe chop things. So yeah, I'm going to dissonant whisper her again.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I can do.
And we save. She gets an unnatural 20.
She still gets the hex damage. Yay! 21 points of damage she takes.
Yep. Alright. So her form is very faded by now, and you can see her mouth moving, but obviously you can't really hear anything at the current time. Alright.
No, can't. What?
Noloth?
Yes, I'll just move up. that. And guess I'll just cast Infestation at her.
Alright. Just because you can.
Yeah.
Alright, you cast a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily. Alright. Easy enough. Any flavouring you would like to cause?
They're little scorpions, just the ones Will was before. They're just tiny little versions of that.
Going, the mummy, instead of breaking down into little...
Oh, wait. I can't do that. It's not ranged.
Ah, well... yep, 30-foot range. Whoops.
Not bad.
Kinetic barrier instead. Alright. Done. Okay. So, let's have a look at what I'm going to do on the other hand.
Die.
Alright, so Rhiannon looks up at all of you, and there is a brief moment where you can see that she seems to be doing her best to try and make it best of a terrible situation, but it looks like she eventually comes to a decision where she begins to cast a magical spell, and Norloth in particular, you're able to sense that she is using a spell to functionally move herself to another plane instead.
Can I counterspell this one?
You may try. What spell slot would you like to cast it at?
Can I use 2 level 3 spell slots?
You may use a 1 level 1 spell slot.
A level 3.
Sorry, you may use 1.
Oh. And Arcana?
In this case, I'm doing a flat trade-off for a trade-off, but if you are willing to give up one of your nat 20s, I will allow it.
Alright.
I mean, you got that many this round.
Yeah, I got like 4 this session anyway.
Oh, I should have done it, instead that if you were willing to put in a nat 1. Oh well.
Yeah.
No.
Alright, so flavor it up for me. You are going to be defeating a banishment spell which is being cast by one of the powerful ladies of the Fae. What does it look like and what happens?
Well, what's her one look like? Is she like just making a portal for herself, or?
She is beginning to surround herself with small orbs of light, which are making her increasingly more intangible before she's eventually going to just fade out.
So her shadow just darkens and just her own shadow just grabs the orbs of light and crushes them. Sharkino here.
Yep. Alright, so she gives a scream of pain when that occurs, and she focuses her eyes on Norloth when that occurs. And let's have a look. Not much I can do with that. Oh, there we go. So, towards Norloth, she points her finger and a bolt of white light shoots out towards him, doing 24 radiant damage as it slams into you, apparently. Oh, sorry, please roll me a dexterity saving throw before I forget. Herp, derp, derp, derp.
Nope.
Okay, taking 24 points of radiant damage. So the you feel a burning sensation as whatever chaotic magic she controls attempts to begin tearing you apart from within.
As my reaction, can I do a third level Hellish Rebuke on her?
Counterspell, was that already a reaction?
Alright, sorry.
Yep, all good. Okay, Rithgar.
Can I dart forward and pick up the dagger?
From Will?
Yeah.
Yep, that's simple action.
I dart forward, take the dagger from Will.
Yep.
This mouse is driving me nuts. I can't move my character. I would like to be just above the purple dog. And take the opportunity to stab her with the purple dagger. Saying something like, I think you dropped this.
Stab her with the purple dagger.
Sorry, standing there, there's a purple dog. I'm totally confused.
With a gold iron dagger.
Like, I know you said dagger, but my brain still said doggo, so I'm just imagining you picking up a startled-looking direwolf and,
Just jellied in it.
Alright. Yeah, roll me your attack roll.
I'm going to use a luck point and re-roll that.
Alright. What, a 7 wasn't good enough for you? How about a 10?
And plus where the other bonuses.
Yeah, it'd be like a +7 or 8 or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's 17.
17. You will be happy to know that that is exactly her AC, and she's been at 1 HP waiting to be cherry tapped by that iron dagger. So, Rithgar, you are probably going to be the first person in centuries to actually successfully slay one of the Fey Lords or Ladies. Please, how are you going to do it?
I think it's going to have to be straight. Just stabbing straight into her face. Richter he is a brutal and problematic individual. And so I think that's what he does. Just slams it straight into her.
Alrighty. So, when that occurs, there is a sudden moment, and it's as if the world had suddenly gone silent and still. The second is over in an eternity, in just a moment, but when it resumes, you can see that her flesh and bone is boiling away from the dagger that you have plunged directly into her head. There is an abrupt scream which you are able to hear regardless of the wax ceiling that you have in your ears, and with that she abruptly shimmers out and turns into a pile of that horrific, bright, yellowy, chaotic thing that her spider had previously looked like. When that occurs, you feel a foreign presence touch your mind but briefly. And with that, you have successfully slain Lady Rhiannon, the Grey Mourner.
Let's go.
Alright. So, gentlemen, that brings us up to technically 10 past 11, so shall we end the session there?
Did Bolt and Trick come back?
No, they have not.
Okay.
Does Tinkerit's missing 8 levels come back?
No, they do not.
What about Solturin?
Solturum's does not, but as you guys begin to look around the room, you can see that the various warriors of Clan Coldstreak and Solkling who work here are beginning to blink as if they've just woken up from a deep sleep, and likewise there are various Fae here who seem to be under the same in the same condition as the warriors of the clans.
No one's dead?
No one is dead. All right. Well, gentlemen, would you like to nominate your MVP for the session?
Addison. I would be very, very dead.
Yeah, I'm tossing up between you two.
I was gonna say Norloth for his onslaught of fucking 20s and Eldridge Blast.
Good old cantrips can't go wrong.
All right, so that's one for Addison, one for Luke.
No, Ripper with that witch bolt though. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many people get to kill a Fey Queen?
Yeah.
I reckon you're a tie, guys. Sorry. I know that much, and it's not Sleepy Bobo's over in the top left corner.
Pity vote for Esturan.
God, I
lost a job from India and a shield guardian in the same day.
And hid behind the corner for the whole combat.
What do you expect?
He lost his meat shield.
I thought I was doing so well. One, getting rid of your familiar, your shield guardian, and also the cold iron weapon that you guys have been using. But nope.
Hey, at least I fixed one of those.
You did. All right. So who's our ultimate answer for MVP?
If Addison hadn't have fixed it, we wouldn't have killed her.
Yeah.
So I'm changing my vote then.
All right. So Addison, congratulations. I'll add 1 to your Nat 20 amount, bringing you up to 3. Mage, melee, or rogue?
Don't know. Let's go melee.
Melee. All right. Roll me d20. That is a 16. Ooh, okay. A d4 and then a d6. You guys have consistently been able to roll rare items for this the last few weeks. Okay. D4 and then a d2. Alright. Of all the things to roll, give me a sec.
Please don't tell me one of those rings.
Sorry?
It's a jar of Vegemite.
No. So congratulations. You will be able to use this you're a druid anyway. So congratulations on your newly found necklace of prayer beads.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. So like last time, if you do expend one of the beads, then it will be counted as permanently expended. You've pretty much rolled on the one-use item table. So yeah. Alright, well, with that, we have ended our session, so thank you to any listeners and everyone who has made it this far. We hope you are enjoying our little tale, and we will continue next week, where we will hopefully figure out a way to restore somebody's powers, and then from there, potentially move on to your next goal. So, have a great night to everyone listening, and we'll catch you next time.